Might bleed out. Hopefully it doesn't. Damn, this thing needs shocks. Run to the store. So I sent another invite. That's why it's going to say yes, because I can pair with people. Same person as yesterday. Trying to help them. What? This is rear wheel mirror. Look the way it's at. You fucking can't see out the back window. There. My wife's right. It bounces around more than my truck does. Too early to be doing this. Jeez. Run into the store. Too early. Too bad. Too early. I'm back. Nobody popped in. Good. Because I didn't want to look at you anyway. Wait. Too early to be running around anymore. Well, at least yesterday, not even yesterday. It hasn't even been 24 hours. Almost 17,000 views on short. Somebody put an obstacle on the parking here. You know what I mean? Pure dick is shit. I don't know how well it's coming in. Okay. See that? This truck, I didn't run it over. This truck is such a turd that we're at 250,000. 02. Get charged an arm and a leg for insurance on the damn thing. Scratched up everywhere. Dents in it. We bought it with dents in it. Dirt cheap. Radio don't work right. DVD player don't work. My wife's stump jump she took. The TV fell out of off the ceiling. I had to re-screw that back to the ceiling. And put all the front end parts on this thing. Hasn't even been. I don't even think it. I don't even think 40,000 already from these new front end parts. And I believe it needs all new front end parts. All once again, ball joints, all uppers and lowers were done. I got pictures on what these ball joints looked like when we first got this truck, and they had about 3/8 of play up and down on the ball joint alone. All new front end steering parts on it. Uh, brake, the bolt for the driver's side brake caliper sheared off. When my wife was driving it, and when she went to slow down to pull in our driveway, the caliper fucking damn near ripped off and was locking the front wheel up. And I had to drive it back up the driveway on it. So I had to fix that. That was when we first got this thing. It has a 6.0 in it, LQ4. Been an all right truck, other than the body on this cocksucker. Like literally, I gotta watch what I'm doing because you know what I mean. I'm going up hills, going up and down hills. And where I'm driving right now, it's a rollover zone for a truck like that. Goes from 45 down to 35. The road winds and drops down a hill. If you go any faster and don't reduce your speed coming down that hill, you will roll over. It's given. That's why there's a slowdown on it. Neighbor's dog. How are you gonna live rent free? You know what I mean? These people are driving by. Live rent free. Is that even a bell? Live rent free. This is the catch. Live rent free. These people in the one trailer that I drive by that's right in front of my the only other double wide. They live for rent free and been living there rent free for well over 6. It's summertime they've been there. Haven't paid a goddamn dime. And by law, your homeowner's insurance. By law, your homeowner's insurance. So by law, your homeowner's insurance, which they're renting, especially a trailer, you can't just. I know you can put a wood burning stove in it if it's yours, but if you want insurance on it just in case something happens, guess what? It voids your insurance. So you can't just put a wood burning stove in it. And it's a no when you're renting. You can't just, you know what I mean? As much as you want heat, you can't just go throw a wood burner in somebody else's house, especially when they have insurance on it. You understand how that works. It was the, you know what I mean? Most people don't know that. The law changed, and for sure, if something accidentally happens, like even if an outlet goes and the trailer catches on fire, right? And you're not at home and you install the wood burning stove, guess what? They're automatically insurance adjusters are automatically going to assume it was because of the wood burning stove. Voids your warranty. Guess what? You don't get a new trailer. You don't even get money back for it. And that's, you know what I mean? You kind of got to understand it. You know what I mean? It's not, if you're renting, it's not yours to do that. And these people that live rent free there, let me get in the house. And I'll explain it. Can't forget those. Only set. I really don't want to run anywhere right now. But I don't have keys in my hand. That's slowing me down. 1 minute. There. I gotta literally wait. And plug this in. Okay, we're gonna be in a little bit of angle, but I can adjust. So anyway, they've been living there rent-free. And you can't just install a wood burner in somebody else's house because you're renting. Especially when you don't pay rent. You know what I mean? Think about that. What if something happens? Who pays for that? I mean, you're freeloading over people. I put that on TikTok about a little bit about them. They leave. I need to do something quick here. Turn it back. So they leave only in the middle of the night. Well, I just drove by her, so they leave only in the middle of the night. Well, I just drove by her. I just drove by her and woke them up early in the morning because they stay up all night. They're gonna sleep all day and continue the same process they normally do by not going to get a job. Nope, they can just be up all night when you can't apply for jobs. Always have money for gasoline to drive around, go places. Can't pay electricity. They lived almost all summer, illegally turned on the electricity in somebody else's name. Then the power company took the meter. Why? Because it wasn't their meter. They took somebody else's meter and put it in the wrong place. It illegally did it. You can't do that. And then ran a little tiny Tractor Supply generator all summer. So when you're in here, my house, because it's so close, that's all yours. Like somebody snow blowing 24/7 over there. Was not being turned off. And when the only time it went off is when they just turned it off to put gas in it. And sometimes they wouldn't even turn it off, they just fill it up. You got to think of the cost that they had invested into fuel to run that per day and not pay power bill. We're not going to pay our power bill. You know, think about it. Literally, how much money they had invested into gas. What was that? Are we getting the guests in here? Because we might be changing. What are we doing? We got comments. Think. Reading, I guess. Was she trying to join? No, it was an email. Oh, I can do it live. I just realized I can send the guest link live. Well, if she is there right now, I might have to do the link completely over again. I don't know why he was making that noise. So they've been running that generator. Then after months, right? After months, me listening to this generator, I just happened to be over there fixing pipes. Because we have issues with pipes. Okay, let's just put it that way. And I said, you guys ever gonna get electricity anytime soon? You gotta have more invested in gasoline, and getting power running a generator. That day they had electricity turned on.
Uh, they had it turned on Christmas time, around like Christmas time till like now, and it got turned off yesterday, I think it was. Ain't that funny? And now, all last night, well, the day before probably, all last night. Um, you like start realizing things that they're doing. They stay up all night, sleep all day, and then when the only time they're awake is when it's how do you want to put that? The only time they're awake during the day is when it benefits them. Literally. The only time they're awake is when it benefits them. So what I mean about that is their friends that come over there must be in like a large group that goes around the state of Arkansas, numerous different states around the surrounding states around it. And I think they're in like this big string of klepto with big things because all of that girl's friends have car trailers. And then you look at marketplace and then it's like reward car trailer. Makes you wonder if the car trailers they're dragging around, since all of her friends and her can't pay rent, where the hell are they coming up with these car haulers? And then they show up with brand new brand new ATVs, okay, brand new four wheelers. It's like, and then they're showing up in here, and everything on here is shitbox. Everything. So where are you getting the money for these four wheelers? Where are you getting money for a brand new club cadet riding lawnmower? Where did you get money for a brand new Husqvarna chainsaw? And you can't pay rent. Your boyfriend lives with his mommy in a camper on the other property over. And your husband that's in jail doesn't know that you're bumping uglies with the guy. You know what I mean? It's very confusing. Then you start thinking, it's like, these people must be on drugs. And how they buy drugs is they go out of state stealing property, large chunks of things, and their whole friends all freeload and squat off of other properties too, and including their own friends. They squat off their own friends. Do you see the reality there? Burger King's right up the road. You know what I mean? They're always hiring. It ain't that hard to apply get a job. They'll probably give her a job because she's not that far away. Does she choose to do a, a job to? Oh, you know what I mean? I need to live. I should have power. Nope. We're gonna run a generator all night, sucking down fuel. Instead of getting power, we're gonna have some light strung up in the tree that's bright as shit, like a huge outdoor light, and run it off. Like what, a 5 horse generator, and at the same time, try to turn on electricity in the house off of regular extension cords. That you notice that from my house, because as soon as they turn something on, it dogs the generator down because they're plugged into um, 220 or yeah 220, and then it downs it because they're running that big light and everything else that they run outside. It's like, are you people stupid? You're gonna end up starting your extension cord on fire while it's ran up into your trailer, or well, not their trailer, and backfed if they got it correctly done. It would be backfed from the generator into a 220 outlet. Uh, and when that decides the grenade, it's going to catch one of the lines inside the wall on fire. It's not a permanent fix, you know. It just, but that's what these people do. They're the type of people that think they can do whatever the damn she is. The girl that lives there, that drives the spray bomb, the OBS truck with all the dents in it. It was white, and she painted it because she did a hit and run. You know, or you would have to assume that, right? A hit and run, painted it so she didn't get in trouble, but it has all the dents in it. I can't stand them. Literally, it's too many people that come riding up in here with car trailers, and where do they go? Because they can't turn it around right in front of my house, and I'm not a public turnaround. They pull up right in front of mine, and it's like you can't even sleep because you start worrying. You know what they do? You start worrying. It's like, are they going to drag my truck onto a car trailer that it's not going to fit onto? That's what you got to worry about. Or are they going to steal something out there? I mean, there really ain't nothing to steal, but there is. But you got to think of their habits. You'd have to be on drugs, and really nice stuff shows up at that house. Random vehicles all the time. Random vehicles all the time. Um, Too many random vehicles that drag a car trailer. Literally, too many random vehicles. They're like 90% started with her mom. Her mom's the Jeep lady that didn't pay me for me welding the fucking door on her truck, on that Jeep. You're like, oh, I got money. Get money saved up. You think you can weld my door on? All summer bugging me. I think I said it in a short. Wants me to weld the door on. Like, I got a video. It's in one. We're driving around with no fucking door on because the hinges were snapped. Well, the upper hinge was snapped off. The lower mounts were cracking, and somebody decided because the door would drop as soon as you opened it to lock the bottom thing off with the sawzall. And I asked when I welded it, I'm like, who cut that off? They could have did a better job at cutting the door off instead of just slapping a sawzall on it and cutting the fucker off. The passenger side door, both the mounts are cracked too. You know what I mean? They're meth heads, dope heads on drugs. Oh, and she's a drunk. Drive around with the fucking door open. I'm not gonna shut my door, right? Because I gotta hop house to house, use up any type of friendship I have where I live, even though it's shitty enough. Uh, Stop to this. Everything on the other side of the driveway. Stop house to house to house, not shut the fucking door of the truck. And that's why the mounts are cracked, because the door's heavy as shit. And she must be used to doing that. And plus, like I said, she's a drunk. Then because she's used to living here, because she was living in a camper, all the roaches that she talks to, her family, pretty much all of her roaches, I'm just going to call them roaches. She's the king roach. You know what I mean? The ringleader. She's the ringleader of the roaches. Because she lived in here, been living in here rent free and trading favors. I'll cut the grass and I'll do this for rent. She convinced her thieving ass daughter and all of her meth headed on fentanyl fucking friends to move up in here, including some other guy that moved his camper where she was living. And he's up here. And then her daughter's friend moves her friends up here living rent free with out of a camper off the, if you've seen shorts where the camper was in the yard. So you can understand how that is. At the same time, we get pounded for rent. And they got 1, 2, 3, 4 people, not including their friends, all freeloading off a property, not paying fucking rent. You know what I mean? Then my landlord catches on to it. He's like, are they letting that lady live in there? And then she's got a camper on our rental, and somebody else is renting the double wide, but she's paying her rent to stay in a camper and not give us anything to stay on our property. Do you understand what people are trying to get away with? You know what I mean? And at the same time, not have electricity, try to run a camper and a double wide with one generator. You know what I mean? It takes one generator to use your water heater. It takes one generator to run a 220 stove. Maybe just one generator to 110 plug-in stove, cooking stove. To do a dryer, it would need a generator. You know what I mean? This is why you pay for electricity. But no, they're trying to do it with one generator, everything. I can't stand these people. And I know what they're all about. Rent free, you know what I mean? Who the hell believes in that? They have all the ability. They've been living here for 6 months. She have all the ability to get a job, a valid job. Does she? No. Nope. Instead, the same day that I welded her mom's Jeep door on her Jeep, it's like 10 o'clock at night. That's all I hear is, wah, 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 wah. It's like, what the fuck is going on outside? They're stuck in my fucking, right by my stump in my front yard with that piece of shit OBS truck. And I walked up to it. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Trying to turn trailer around. And just, I didn't see you. Just disregard him. Just keep going past his house, through the field, make a big loop. It got halfway, and then I fucking just let into him. You motherfuckers better pay your goddamn welding bill, because remember, like I said, her mom says, I got money saved up for you to weld my door on. When it came to being done, well, I'm just gonna take my Jeep. Literally. I'm like, what? You thought you had money saved up? Well, I'll have money for you tomorrow. Literally. I'll have money for you tomorrow. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is tomorrow. If you look back, if the short is not privated, and you look back how long it's been for her to pay, and I was giving her a sweet deal on the welding. Literally, pretty sweet deal. What she was trying to do is give me things like that's what I wanted. It's like, no, I'll give you a deal. You know what I mean? Because I'm the only one in here that has a welder. And you know what I mean? I did welding school. They don't know how to weld. She don't know nothing about welding. So what she does is, okay, told her, I'm like, I probably got enough to get started in wire. And I use flux because I can't carry the gas. You know what I mean? Like, I can't haul the gas in my Denali. You know what I mean? And then again, there's no place logical in the area for how much I'm going to pay for that welding gas. So I use flux. You know what I mean? It's the only option I really can do. I'm not about to pay a whole bunch of money in gas. Because you got to think of that. If I had gas and even better wire in that welder, and if I was running it on 220, which it can do, which it would do a very good job. It already does do a very good job. So I told her, I'm like, yeah, it'll be 100 or like 70 plus. It'd be like 70 plus the wire, and I use the smaller spools, 0.030 for my welder. And for some reason, Tractor Supply is the closest place you can get the welding wire. Didn't have 0.30 short, the smaller wheel of 30 flux core, gasless flux core. And it's usually like $30. So it's 70, 80, 90, 100. No big deal, right? That's a pretty good deal to have a whole door welded on. The amount of welding I did and reinforce it. Here's the problem with the price. He was trying to go around it. Oh, my friend has welding wire. And I told her, I'm like, I can't use random welding wire. It has to be 0.30 flux core. Can't just stuff solid steel wire in the damn thing. What she does is mental. Because I said flux, right? She brings flux glue. I'm like, that's nothing to do with what I'm doing. If you want me to glue it on, I will glue it on, but it's not going to stay on. And then gives me soldering iron. Solder. I'm like, that ain't even going to hold your door on. I'm like, understand, I'm telling you, and I will get the wire. And then she just happened to know somebody that has a welder. You know what I mean? He's got, I don't want to use his wire. I'm not using somebody else's wire from their welder, yanked out of it and shoved into mine. I don't need it fucking my welder up. I want to be able to use it again. So what I did is went to get the wire because I ran out of wire. And they didn't have the wire feed at Tractor Supply. And I wasn't about to drive all over because the Denali's a pig on gas. Would have had more money invested in it. So what I did is ate the cost. The large spool of 0.30 flux core. It's all they had. $120. You know what I mean? For Hobart, you know what I mean? 0.30. Unless I decided to retip my gun, but then it would have still cost the same amount because I don't have the 35 tip for it for flux core because they had the small spool of that. Then again, I was welding body panel. So you got to understand how that's going to work. It's going to burn through it. I was already burning through it with 0.30. I should have been using 0.24 on the body panel to weld it. In either way, it was. So I said the cost is 110. I did it from nothing because I already ate up all the costs on it. Has she paid me? No, I get $10, $50 to the wife. Just the other day, she decided to give me 10. And because I'm friends with the one guy that she always goes up there, you go in there and catch her off guard. You got fucking money for me? And she's got a fucking bottle of goddamn alcohol. You got money to drink. You know what I mean? You got fucking money to drink. You can't. How much you pay for that bottle? Guess what? Your bottle of alcohol? Gone. You got money for me? You know what I mean? I've done it twice to her. And if I ain't gonna get the full amount, I'm gonna yank the fucking doors off that goddamn Jeep. Literally. Go ahead, I'll call the cops. Call them. Call them. I'll tell them what you guys do around here. You're all cooking meth in these fucking campers. It's what you gotta be doing. You know, you can't be just some big conspiracy that you guys got so many campers. I was, you know, I mean, what else do you do? You know, what else do you do with your fucking money that you make? She cleans for my landlord. You understand? Because, I trade papers for rent. She can't even get along with the guy that's living in the camper that's supposed to be hers and his. Can't even get along with him. Calls the cops on him. Says does things to her. And I've never seen the guy do anything to her. She's nuts. She's a fucking nutcase. And then again, the reason why this phone is all blurry, which it could be better, could easily be better. This is what the type of shit they do. Live here rent free. You know them big fat fiber optic AT&T wires? I can't get internet. I've been fighting this for years. And then when you get the option to probably get internet, because there's a new line down there available, what do they do? The closest pole that ran that up here, they cut the fucker down, stripped it, pulled all the fucking copper out of it, got electrocuted doing it. Believe that or not, somehow survived. And we don't know. Oh, I don't know who did it. Literally, I don't know who did it. The same time, the guy that they drink beer with wants internet for his Roku TV. Guess what? He can't get Roku TV because you need internet. He thinks a hotspot's going to do it. No, I'm like, dude, you're going to burn your hotspot up. Even with 20 gigs, it's going to be gone in less than 8 hours. That's what you tell him. I mean, you need fiber optic internet. It's the only thing you're going to do to run your TV. You can blame your friends that you keep around. The cockroaches keep around. They're the ones that needed $10 of money to buy their garbage that they buy. The dumpster diving, that's what they do. The dumpster diving. Oh, the store threw all that expired food away. She did that. Here, I got a whole bunch of candy. You want this candy? She did that in summer. Okay, yeah, cool. But where'd you get it? I can't tell you. Then you look at the fucking dates on it. Everything's fucking expired. It's like, oh, that's nice for you to give people a bunch of expired shit you dumpster dived for. Dumpster diving is not a fucking job. I don't care. You might see it as food, but to me, it's junk. You get sick from it. Like literally. That's the type of people these, she has brought. It wasn't bad at all. It was just me and the one guy. And then the people across from me with their kids. Just me, him, and her. Or me, the one guy with the van that you see, and the single wide over here. And my landlord prefers to have people with kids. But, the Jeep lady, she brings all of her cockroaches up in here, and then it starts looking like shit over the summer very fucking quickly. Literally. It's like you. How could you guys not realize? And then at the same time, like, anytime something's broken around here, because I fix the pipes, they're quick to fix it. To try to live here for rent free. I don't charge for rent. Literally, I don't charge. I do it because I need water. All the whole one line is all connected into one. So I normally fix it. Well, now you get told, oh, her boyfriend's doing it that she can't get along with. Or, oh, hey, I got plumbing parts for you because it costs me plumbing parts to fix some of this stuff. The glue, you know what I mean? That's how I use Christie's Red Hot glue, plumbing, PVC glue. Fixes it fast. And sometimes I got to shovel forever through clay and shell. And if you try to dig shell, you kind of need a pickaxe because digging through shell is a fucking pain in the ass. That's the type of ground it is. I got plumbing parts for you. What do they bring me? Conduit couplings. I'm like, that doesn't have it doesn't have a PSI rating on that. It's gonna bust. You know what I mean? There is no PVC. There's no rating. You need to. be able to hit over 600 psi with your pipe. If I put that on there, even and bury it and turn it up, and the water pressure decides to hit 600 psi for like a millisecond, the first place it's going to bust is at that conduit coupling because it's not rated. It's the type of shit they bring. You know what I mean? Try to we throw a band-aid on it. You know what I mean? I told him, I'm like, I'm tired of fixing people's band-aids for things that they did to get water. I don't do that. You know what I mean? If I fix it the way it's supposed to be. I don't see PVC needing 90,000 couplings in one spot. You know what I mean? It's a foot and it's nothing but a foot, nothing but couplings there, right? Because somebody put it, oh, you put that that much, an inch, inch. It's like inch coupling, inch coupling, inch coupling, inch coupling. That's the kind of shit that I had to fix. That's what they do. You know what I mean? And then it gets even shittier and shittier and shittier. That's why I started as YouTube, to try to get away from here because it's shitty. There ain't no winning. You know what I mean? You gets nice for a little while, and then somebody feels greedy, like, oh, these people need a house, they'll probably give me rent. No, I've seen so many people. I've lived here for 11 years. Seen so many people come and go. Seen people with assault rifles arguing over their fucking heroin, pointing at each other, guns shooting off in here all the damn time. It was shitty for a long time. Then they kicked out the worst ones. And it was quiet for a long time. Now, oh, we need money again. Let's move in some more junk. Literally. That's how it is. So now we're stuck. And I'm waiting. I gotta get my landlord rent today. And I'm gonna tell her, it's like, you can never kick these people out. What did they actually do? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know, is what did they actually do for you other than cost you money? You know what I mean? You can't just, to fill a house, you might as well keep somebody rent free in there. It ain't fair on my part, because I should be living rent free then. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. So I don't know if they tried to join or not. I didn't check comments. I didn't have comments pulled up. She just said that she would join live, and it's mainly because she gets harassed by these. They sell guns, okay? These people sell guns. They have a gun store. They have an online gun store too, all from the same place. You get petty, no good Karens that don't understand the Second Amendment. They don't understand Supreme Court rules, constitutional rights. They're like, oh no, a weapon. Like I was saying before, if this right here was a gun and it decided to grow legs and started shooting people, it was this thing's fault. You understand? But if I could hold it and point it, you know what I mean? If I could hold it and point it, me, and this tip flew off it, smashed my screen, whose fault is it? Mine. It's my fault because I pointed it at the screen and this came off it like a dart, smashed the screen because I pointed it at it. You know what I mean? There's a difference between right and wrong. You can't blame the gun. Literally. Guns are what founded America. Guns will make It's, you know what I mean? You can't even argue the fact. That's why it's in a constitutional right. You know what I mean? You got to understand history. What's wrong with these people? Literally, the ass backward thinking. Like I said, the ass backward thinking. News medias with their ass backward thinking. The shit with Alec Baldwin. Oh, I didn't shoot that gun. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, you did. You knowingly did it. You pointed it just to get a camera shot. And if it had a live round in it, which it shouldn't have been, it should have been a fake gun. And because you wanted the money shot, it had a live round in it, and you weren't thinking, and it came out the damn gun, and it killed the cameraman, camera woman. You know what I mean? Killed people, whoever it was. It killed people because you wanted your money shot for your stupid gay Baldwin movie. Where's all the other Baldwins? Think about that. Where have all the other Baldwins went? They're all locked up, aren't they? They're all troublemakers. Why? Because they have rocks for brains, like Troy Aikman talking. You know what I mean? That's what's wrong with the world. That's what's wrong with the world. Sorry I didn't do my hair. I only got time when I wake up to get my daughter ready for school, like you've seen me do. Uh, Wake up, get my daughter ready for school, help make sure that her hair is brushed, look, you know what I mean, so she don't look like my hair. You know what I mean? When she goes to school, take the dogs out, feed them, make coffee, and then make sure that she gets on the bus. What I didn't record today is somebody tried to drive by the bus once again. But guess what? What I do? Because she was trying to hurry up across the road, and I always grab her, stop her, and I walk with her to the road. I'm doing this because of the last asshole that I told about everybody about. And they were gonna just drive by the bus with the lights going, not even attempt to slow down. It's like when you see bus lights blinking, do you keep barreling and decide to when you're gonna stop, or do you not yield to yellow lights? What yellow yield when you do your driving test? You yield signs normally have, they say yield, but some yield signs have yellow blinking lights. They weren't going to stop. So guess what I did today? I walked into the middle road. Run me over. Go for it. See what happens. Why? Because he'll be recorded running me over from the bus. Because the bus has a camera on it. Guess who gets money for it? Better hope I die. Because if I get up and you keep going and I manage to get in that truck, guess what? It's going to be right up your ass. And I will push you, and I don't care what I do to that truck. I will destroy the truck. I will keep ramming into it if you decide to run my kid over. Literally. Where's people's thinking? It's almost like it's a challenge. You know what I mean? When do we want to drive around? When kids are being picked up for school. What do we want to do? Just ignore kids getting on buses. Just keep proceeding, not understanding. And it literally, that one thing that aggravates me the most is that when it's my only kid. That one guy, the one guy with the Cadillac, uh, he was so damn scared. Why? Because the fine choice of words I said. I'm like, hey, he starts screaming, slow the, you know what I mean, down. Stop. You know what I mean? Me point at him with these little eyes, point at the lights on the bus. That's my kid, not yours. You ain't gonna take that from me. You know what I mean? If you don't know how to drive and understand that the main thing on driving tests that they focus on the most is the school bus stuff, I would believe. Accidents happen. I understand that. But when my daughter's trying to go to school to do what the person driving that's going to run her over, you know what I mean, already did. Don't try to take that from people. You know, you understand. Stop for the bus. It should be 100 feet. In fact, every school bus stop, there should be mandatory school bus stops where you can't go by, like a grader blade. Like I said before, you can try to drive by the bus, but guess what? You ain't getting by. You're going to stop, or you're going to crash into something that's going to stop your vehicle. Unless you're driving a bulldozer. Hands down. It should be 100 feet. More than a snowplow. More feet than a snowplow. I think a lot of people and parents could agree with me about that when it comes to a school bus stop. There's too many arrogant people nowadays. Like I might seem like an asshole. It's only 50% of the time because people make me an asshole. When YouTube for sure. When I spend my YouTube is basically my job. I spend time talking to other YouTubers and trying to chat with them because that helps their page. Communication, you know what I mean? And what the wrong part about it is people think YouTube's like TikTok. It's similar, but it ain't TikTok. You got more freedom here than TikTok. TikTok, you get better quality, okay, but less freedom. The comments, their comments, what people don't understand is, yeah, you can comment on other people's comments, which YouTube needs to fix this problem. So, say I brought his name up yesterday because I liked what he did with that, but I didn't catch the end of the video. I got sidetracked and then didn't watch it. And then he came up with the second part, is Andrew Camerata versus the lawnmower in a short. So I used that. I never seen the end of it. I didn't even know what he did with the compactor, and he almost, you know, he had a really bad accident and cost him two pieces of equipment and could have cost him trucks and somebody's life. At the end of it, never caught it. Didn't watch it till like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then there's the second part about him getting the damn thing unstuck. So say I wanted to comment to him, which I did, because I'm subscribed to him. So because I'm subscribed to him, I comment, oh, they're gonna run out of gas with their generator. Here, boop, boop. So say I'm gonna comment to Andrew Camerata because I'm subscribed to him. I'm not subscribed to his subscribers. Understand that. What the comment is actually for. The comment is to talk to the people you're subscribed to. It's not to sit and comment to other people that commented. That's being misused. And then you get people like trying to voice themselves over you trying to talk to somebody else that you're subscribed to. And I've been telling people this because sometimes you just get hit with somebody that's an ass. They see you commented something nice. or ask a question, then you get hammered with dickish comments from people that are subscribed to these people or non-subscribers, and they just feel like being dicks, and they throw you with nothing but negative shit. And you're like, I don't really want to talk to you. You know what I mean? I have my own subscribers that I would more than willingly talk to, but I have to have them turned off because of people like that. You know what I mean? So I keep it. This I switch it switches so people can comment. So if anybody comes back and watches that, you'll be able to comment if you understand. What I think is if I'm commenting, it shouldn't be available to view what's commented to who you're subscribed to. It should be private, the comments. It's just the more that things are allowed that way, the shittier and more negative stuff the world gets. The people with bad minds. They do that on. I had 5,000 views on something that I pulled the watermark off. It was a video of a gas bleed. It was their own gas bleeding into a house, and something ignited it and blew the whole house apart. And it was recorded from somebody's doorbell recorder on TikTok. And somebody put their words on it. I think I might have shared it on here a couple different times. TikTok, I got 5,000 views on it, and then some bitter ass some bitch reports it. And I said, that report, let me appeal it. And it gives you options. I'm like, this is found elsewhere on this platform multiple different times. And that would help TikTok from not removing it. So I appealed that decision, and not even 30 minutes later, I got it back and got 5,000 views on it. Some other Karen reported it. Again, violent and graphic. Violent and graphic. This time you can't appeal it. So I went and screenshotted because I can report problems. Screenshotted that was taken down. 5,000 views on it. Screenshotted where I got it from TikTok. They even have searchable links with lots of the same category of things. Same exact, just a different house, different place. Tons. So they remove it because it's a house explosion. And I put it up there. It was short, simple, and got a lot of views on it. And the other people that had the same thing, at the most, the one guy only had 800 views on it. And I had all together, it was like 5,210, I think it was, views. So some Karen went and reported it on it. It got taken down. I send back feedback to them, and it's like, here's this screenshot. 4 of them, same thing. I'm like, I don't know why you're messing with me about it. There's 4 of these that have less views on it. How are you going to take this down? I mean, and then again, the links, the hashtags, I screenshotted all those. I was like, you got clickable links with the same stuff. How are you going to mess with me about it? Think of that. Then I screenshot that being taken down. And then I had the one with all the views. So I don't even want it back. I just want compensation for you messing up and not understanding what I mean about it. It was already appealed. Because some other Karen that was mad because they got views on this reports it gets taken down. Again. That's horseshit. So the person I was trying to invite in here is going through the same process because her store sells weapons. You know what I mean? And it's not just that. She does the YouTube, and you got more rights here, and there's more. You can showing guns on YouTube is allowed. There's tons. You know what I mean? Yesterday, her live gets fucked up not once but twice. So the world's going to shit. You know what I mean? For one thing, the ATF needs to get with the program. I understand what they do. I understand what the ATF does. But trying to put bans on certain weapons just voids the constitutional rights. And some people might get in trouble for it, but here's the known fact. I'm not joking about this. There was a not when Obama was in office, people were getting locked up in prison for the type of pistol that they had for concealed and carry. They had permits. They had the permits. They had all the paperwork. But people were getting arrested, pulled over, arrested, searched, warrantless search on the car. Oh, you got a gun? We charge you with the pistol charge. Sometimes it was racist. They'd be charging black people of color, these pistol charges. Why? Because they're of color. And they look at it like, oh, he's a criminal. It's like, no, there is law-abiding people of color. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say anything racist, really. So there is law-abiding citizens of color that went to prison for pistols. Somebody appealed, and this went on for like a couple of years. Somebody appealed, and if you don't remember seeing it on the news, they briefly showed it. They briefly showed it. Somebody appealed. They had the permits. It's all on file. Still got sentenced to prison for the type of weapon that they had, the pistol. You know what I mean? So went to Supreme Court, constitutional rights. Guess what? And every state, probably not Texas, main states that know all about the gun law, had to release these people. And guess what? The state had to pay them for incarcerating these people. That's what these governors, like the governor of Illinois, doesn't understand. You lock a bunch of people up because they don't want to turn over their so-called assault weapon. What really is an assault weapon? What's the definition of it? Just because it's an M4 doesn't mean it's an assault rifle. It's carbine. It's not full auto. They don't sell full autos. You can buy some if you got the proper license to own that, but assault rifles, they're just not sold. You know what I mean? It's not somebody. When you refer to that, assault weapons, you know what I mean? In my head, okay, who's all carrying around an M249? Who's all carrying around an M60? You know what I mean? RPG? You know what I mean? PKP? First generation M16? Understand that. And then again, they don't grow legs and just start shooting people. It's not a sentry gun. The fact of the matter is how they're handling this ass backwards way of thinking of pointing the blame at, you know what I mean? My head, me pointing at this finger. Tape measure. Okay. If I measured the board, it was 9 inches to work with what I'm trying to do. And because I use this, and I cut it at, it's supposed to be 9 inches, right? And I cut it at 8 inches and 7/8. It didn't fit. Whose fault is it? Is it the tape measure? No. No. I cut it. This didn't cut it. You understand what I mean? Some tape measures, too, I know somebody's going to say it, are not exactly the same. And I get that. They're not. It still doesn't change the fact of me using that example. Okay? So even at an inch, and I cut it just 7/8. Think about it. If I cut it 7/8, I needed an inch and cut it at 7/8, and it didn't fit. It's the tape measure's fault? No, it's not. I mean, I think I can show you a 7/8 wrench. It's not the tape measure's fault. So if this was a dart gun and I pointed it at you, this flew off and into the camera it went, smashing my screen. Who's to blame? Me. The lack of communication with the whole situation, with that whole process, is the fact is not enough mental institutions. Some of them are distance away. Some states might not even have them. Mental problems. A lot of people have mental problems, and they don't belong out on the streets. Hands down. This Jeep lady running around here, her daughter, mental problems. They don't belong on the streets. And most of Antifa, mental problems. They don't belong on the streets. Some of these racist groups, mental problems. They don't belong on the streets. Kids go to high school, mental problems. Some of them, not all of them, but some, probably most of them, mental problems. Some of these squatted truck kids, mental problems. You know what I mean? Not enough brain cells. Especially when the one that ran my wife off the road, and you know what I mean, we don't get our truck fixed, and we're paying insurance on that thing, and it costs so much money. You know what I mean? You understand? Not enough mental and like mental evaluated. You know what I mean? That's a part I'd add into probably every school. Probably every school is mental evaluations. Like if you be like part of a physical, most schools you have to have a physical. Unless they don't do that. You know what I mean? Unless they don't do that. But if you can't, if they did that, you know what I mean? It's no big deal that you're evaluated. But if you don't understand right from wrong, the mental evaluation, you know what I mean? They could look at you like, oh, you know what I mean? The kid didn't pass mental evaluation, and the parents have all different types of guns. You already know what's going to be suspected. So then you could, okay, then the ATF can come in after that's done. Then they can just hold your guns until the parents get the proper evaluation. You know what I mean? That's more logical. Instead of just going, we're going to ban assault weapons. It's like, who owns M60s? Who own if it's semi-auto, you know what I mean? It's the amount of ammo you got in it don't matter either. A fact of the matter is, President Kennedy, that guy didn't have, when that happened, that guy didn't have a 30-round magazine. And think of what he did. You don't even need a gun to create havoc. Like literally, think about it. The killdozer scenario. He might have had guns, but the dozer did more damage. Think of that. Anything could be used as a weapon. Anything. So we're all supposed to live in rubber mat buildings? You know what I mean? Can't even have a pencil? The pointing the blame at things, you know what I mean? If I'm fucked in the head, it's not the tape measure's fault. If I'm fucked in the head, it's not this light's fault. If I'm fucked in the head, it's not this air freshener's fault. You know what I mean? If I'm fucked in the head, it's not this tool's fault. If I'm fucked in the head, this drill bit right here, it's not its fault. Unless the drill slipped and went into my head, okay? That's the only thing you could use, you know what I mean? Ass backwards thinking. We need to turn the tides, get on the straight path and not the windy road path, and be driving backwards down the windy path. We need to be driving forward down a straight path. That's what I mean about it. So enjoy the live. The lady H&H Tactical on TikTok. She has H&H Tactical here on YouTube. Her and her husband. If you want to check it out, you know what I mean, go check out their stuff. I did send them requests 2 days in a row. She said she would do a live with me. She might be busy though. She has her own lives that she does. So I'm just trying to promote her page, and she could do a live while I can control what goes on with it without somebody going boop fucking off to it. You know what I mean? Because it's me. Okay. So enjoy. I got a bunch of things I got to do. I got to check everything. So enjoy. Like, subscribe if you're new to this. Have a good day.